この毒習慣がある限り、男はあなたを本気で愛さない。衝撃的に聞こえるかもしれません。しかしユング心理学が示すのは、愛が壊れるのは相手の裏切りよりも、無意識に繰り返される毒習慣のせいであるという真実です。ユングは、人は無意識の影に支配されると語りました。女性が気づかぬまま続けてしまう5つの毒習慣は、彼の心を冷まし、愛を壊してしまう。その罠とは、過剰な自己犠牲、自分を消してしまう愛。不安と疑い、終わりなきチェックと追求。比較と嫉妬、他人の影に飲み込まれる愛。感情の抑圧と爆発、沈黙か破壊かの二択。無意識の依存、彼なしでは存在できない心。この5つがある限り、男性は本気で愛する前に逃げるか、心を閉ざすしかなくなるのです。ある女性は、彼に愛されたい一心で自分を犠牲にしていました。彼の予定にすべてを合わせ、彼の機嫌に合わせ、彼を優先する。最初は、尽くしてくれると喜ばれていたが、次第に彼は距離を取り始めました。後に彼女は気づきました。私は愛されたいあまりに自分自身を愛することを忘れていた。男性が本気で愛する女性とは、完璧な女性ではありません。むしろ、影を統合し、自分を大切にしながら相手を愛せる女性です。毒習慣はその逆。それは相手の心を冷まし、関係を影の牢獄に閉じ込めてしまうのです。思考型の女性、理屈で彼を追い詰める。感情型の女性、感情を抑えきれず疑いや嫉妬に溺れる。感覚型の女性、日常の細部にこだわり、彼を窒息させる。直感型の女性、未来の不安を膨らませ、影を強化してしまう。禅にはこうあります。毒を飲み続ければ、花は咲かぬ。愛も同じ。毒習慣を手放さなければ、関係は決して育たないのです。あなたの愛は、彼を自由にしているだろうか？それとも、無意識の罠で縛り付けてはいないだろうか？この5つの毒習慣がある限り、彼は本気であなたを愛せない。逆に言えば、それを克服したとき、あなたは手放せない女性となるのです。一つ目の毒習慣、それは過剰な自己犠牲です。愛するがゆえに、あなたは自分を後回しにしていませんか？彼を優先し続けるうちに、自分自身の声を失い、やがて、私は彼に必要とされていないのでは、という恐怖にとらわれていく。この自己犠牲こそ、ユング心理学が警告する影の罠です。ユングは、人は無意識に自分を裏切ると語りました。それは他者に尽くすことで愛される価値があると証明しようとする心理です。しかしこの行為は逆効果。自己を犠牲にすればするほど、彼は無意識にあなたを弱い存在と見てしまう。その結果、尊敬や憧れが薄れ、本気で愛する気持ちが遠ざかっていくのです。ある女性は、彼が望むすべてを叶えようとしました。服装、言葉、予定、生活。彼が喜ぶなら、と思って犠牲を続けたのです。しかしある日、彼からこう言われました。君は優しいけれど、もう君自身が見えない。彼女は初めて自分が彼に尽くすことでしか存在できないと思い込んでいたことに気づきました。自己犠牲は愛の証ではなく愛されない不安の影。無意識の恐れが自分を犠牲にすれば見捨てられないという思い込みを作り出す。しかしその行為は逆に彼にとって魅力を失わせる罠になるのです。思考型の女性、理屈で彼のために我慢するのが正しいと正当化する。感情型の女性、相手の感情を優先しすぎて自分の心を置き去りにする。感覚型の女性、日常の小さな犠牲を積み重ね、やがて疲弊する。 直感型の女性、未来の関係を守るために、今の自分を犠牲にする。善にはこうあります。自らを空にしても、器は壊れてしまう。愛とは器を壊すことではなく、器を満たし合うこと。自分を消すことは、愛を深めるのではなく、むしろ失わせるのです。あなたは彼に愛されるために自分を犠牲にしていないだろうか？それとも、自分を大切にすることで彼からの尊敬を得ているだろうか？過剰な自己犠牲は、愛を強めるどころか壊す毒習慣。本当に愛される女性とは、自分を犠牲にするのではなく、自分を愛しながら相手を愛せる女性なのです。二つ目の毒習慣、それは不安と疑いです。彼のスマホを何度もチェックしたことはありませんか？返事が少し遅れるだけで、もう愛されていないのでは、と胸がざわついたことは？この終わりなき疑いこそ、ユング心理学が警告する無意識の影が作り出すものです。ユングによれば、人は心の奥に見捨てられる恐怖という影を抱えています。この影が強いと、ちょっとした沈黙や距離を愛の終わりと解釈してしまう。結果、彼を試し、問い詰め、疑う行動が止まらなくなるのです。ある女性は、恋人が仕事で忙しいだけなのに、私を避けている、と思い込んでいました。彼女は何度も、誰と一緒だったの？と聞き、彼の LINE をチェックしました。彼は最初こそ答えていましたが、次第に疲れ果てていったのです。そして最後に彼が残した言葉はこうでした。僕が信じられないなら、もう関係は築けない。疑いの背後には、私は愛されるに値しないのでは、という影が潜んでいます。彼を疑っているようで、実際には自分自身の価値を疑っているのです。だからこそ、彼を試しても決して安心できない。なぜなら戦っている相手は、彼ではなく自分の影だからです。思考型の女性、理屈を積み重ね、相手を問い詰めてしまう。感情型の女性、感情が不安に支配され、涙や怒りで彼を追い詰める。感覚型の女性、小さな違和感を誇張し、浮気の証拠としてしまう。直感型の女性、未来の裏切りを想像し、不安に飲み込まれる。善にはこうあります。濁った水面に月は映らない。疑いで心が濁れば、愛の光も見えなくなるのです。あなたが疑っているのは本当に彼なのか？それとも自分の影に映る見捨てられる恐怖ではないのか？不安と疑いは彼の心を閉ざす毒習慣。それは彼が信用できないからではなく、自分の影を信じてしまっているから生まれるのです。三つ目の毒習慣、それは比較と嫉妬です。あなたは彼を他の男性や友人、過去の恋人と比べてしまったことはありませんか？そして気づかぬうちに、彼は足りない、私の愛は報われていない、と心の中で繰り返していませんか？この習慣こそ、ユングが語る永の投影が最も鮮明に現れる瞬間です。ユング心理学によれば、比較は無意識の欠落を相手に映し出す行為です。彼が持っていないものに目を奪われるとき、実際には自分が認めたくない影が揺さぶられているのです。彼は十分じゃないと思うとき、本当は私は満たされていないと心の奥で叫んでいるのかもしれません。ある女性は恋人を友人の夫と常に比べていました。彼は昇進したのに、あなたはどうして？彼女は旅行に連れて行ってもらってるのに、私は？その言葉を繰り返すうちに、彼は次第に笑顔を失っていきました。最終的に彼は言いました。僕は君と比べられるために存在しているんじゃない。嫉妬は、相手の中に自分が持っていないものを見ているのではありません。 実際には自分の影を直視する勇気が足りないことを意味しています。彼に欠点を見つけるたび、それは自分自身の内なる欠落を見せられている証拠なのです。思考型の女性、理屈で彼は他の人より劣っていると分析してしまう。感情型の女性、嫉妬の炎に飲まれ、愛情表現が攻撃的になる。感覚型の女性、周囲の現実的な違いばかりを見て不満を積み重ねる。直感型の女性、未来の理想像と彼を比べ、幻の欠点を見つけてしまう。禅にはこうあります。他人の庭の花を羨んで自分の庭を枯らすな。嫉妬に心を奪われれば、目の前にある愛という花を枯らしてしまうのです。彼に不足を見ているのは、本当に彼が足りないからか？それとも、あなたが自分の影に気づいていないからではないか？比較と嫉妬は、愛を育てるどころか枯らしてしまう毒習慣。彼を責めているようで、実際には自分の影を見ているに過ぎないのです。4つ目の毒習慣、それは、感情の抑圧と爆発です。あなたは怒りや悲しみを我慢しすぎて、ある日突然爆発してしまったことはありませんか？あるいは、言いたいことを飲み込み続けて、心の奥で不満が積もっていくのを感じたことは？これはユング心理学が指摘する愛の圧力が働いている典型的なパターンです。ユングによれば、抑圧された感情は消えるのではなく、無意識の中で力を増していくとされています。表面上は落ち着いて見えても、心の奥では溶岩のように熱がたまり、やがて爆発する。その瞬間、言葉は歯となり、関係を深く傷つけてしまいます。ある女性は、恋人に不満を一度も伝えずにいました。言っても嫌われるだけと思い、黙って耐えていたのです。しかし半年後、些細なきっかけで抑えてきた感情が爆発しました。涙と怒りで彼を責め続け、結果的に関係は修復不能に。彼女は後にこう言いました。もっと早く自分の気持ちを正直に言えばよかった。感情の抑圧は相手を守るためではなく、自分の影を直視したくない防衛です。私は怒ってはいけない。弱音を吐いてはいけない。その思い込みこそが感情の石を固め、やがて破壊的な爆発を招きます。思考型の女性、感情を理屈で抑え込むが、冷たさとして表に出る。感情型の女性、感情を溜め込みすぎ、爆発すると関係を壊す。感覚型の女性、日常の我慢を積み重ね、ある日突然行動で爆発する。直感型の女性、未来の不安を抑え続け、非現実的な恐怖として吹き出す。禅にはこうあります。火を隠せば煙でわかる。感情も同じ。隠しても必ずどこかから漏れ出すのです。あなたは本当に彼を守るために黙っているのか？それとも自分の影を直視する勇気が足りないだけではないか？感情の抑圧と爆発は愛を破壊する毒習慣。本当に愛される女性とは感情を消すのではなく、正直にしかし成熟した形で表現できる女性なのです。5つ目の毒習慣、それは無意識の依存です。彼がいないと生きていけない、そんな言葉を口にしたことはありませんか？それはロマンチックな愛の表現に見えて、実際にはユング心理学が警告する最も危険な影です。ユングは、人は無意識に自分の未熟さを他者に補わせようとすると語りました。無意識の依存とは、自分の存在や価値を完全に相手に委ねてしまうこと。その瞬間、あなたは自分自身の人生を手放し、彼を存在証明の代替として使ってしまうのです。ある女性は、恋人がいない時間に極度の不安を感じていました。彼が返事をしない数時間が、まるで永遠に感じられる。 彼がいないと私は空っぽになると思い込んでいたのです。しかし心理療法を通して彼女は気づきました。私は彼に依存していたのではなく、自分を愛せていなかっただけだった。依存は愛ではありません。それは自己の空虚を相手で埋める行為です。無意識に依存する女性は、彼をパートナーとしてではなく、支え棒として扱ってしまう。その重さに男性は耐えきれず、無意識に距離を取るようになるのです。思考型の女性、相手の言葉や態度を過剰に分析し、依存を強める。感情型の女性、感情の空虚を相手で埋めようとする。感覚型の女性、一緒にいることでしか安心できなくなる。直感型の女性、未来を相手に自分のビジョンを失う。禅にはこうあります。杖に頼る者は自分の足を忘れる。依存は愛の絆ではなく、自分の足を忘れる習慣なのです。あなたの愛は彼と共に歩むものか？それとも彼にしがみつくことでしか存在できないものか？無意識の依存は愛を壊す最大の毒習慣。本当に愛される女性は自立した自己を持ちながら相手とつながる女性です。では、この5つの毒習慣を克服した女性はどのように見えるのでしょうか？ユング心理学の視点から言えば、それは影を統合した女性の姿です。彼女はもはや不安や依存に支配されず、自分自身を愛しながら相手と健全な関係を築ける。この姿こそ男性が無意識に手放したくないと感じる女性像なのです。自己犠牲をやめ、自分を尊重できる。彼のために消えるのではなく、自分を大切にする強さを持つ。疑いではなく信頼を選ぶ。影の恐怖に支配されず、彼の行動ではなく自分の価値を信じる。比較や嫉妬ではなく感謝を育てる。他人と比べる代わりに、今ある関係を慈しむ。感情を抑え込まず、正直に伝えられる。爆発ではなく、成熟した表現で自分を表す。依存ではなく共に歩む関係を選ぶ。彼なしでも生きられる強さを持ち、その上で共に生きることを選ぶ。ある女性は、かつて彼に依存しすぎて関係を壊しました。しかし彼女は心理学を学び、自分を愛することを覚えたのです。私は私の人生を持っている。その上で彼を愛する。そう決めた瞬間、彼との関係は驚くほど変わりました。彼は以前よりも深く彼女を尊敬し、彼女を手放したくないと心から思うようになったのです。ユングが語る自己の統合とは、影を否定するのではなく、受け入れて光に変えること。毒習慣を克服することは、完璧になることではなく、自分の弱さを理解し、それを超える力を持つことなのです。禅にはこうあります。水が澄めば、月は自然と映る。心が澄んだ女性は、愛を求めなくても愛を引き寄せる。それは彼女自身が光を放っているからです。あなたは彼にすがる女性でいたいですか？それとも自分を愛しながら彼に選ばれる女性でいたいですか？毒習慣を克服した女性は男性にとって代わりのきかない存在となる。彼女は彼を縛るのではなく、共に成長するパートナーとして輝くのです。最後にお伝えします。本当に愛される女性とは完璧な女性ではありません。彼女は欠点を持ち、時に弱さを見せる。しかしその弱さを恥じず、自分の影を受け入れる勇気を持つ女性です。ユング心理学が示すのは、愛とは他者に依存するものではなく、自己の統合を通して育まれるものだということ。ユングは、人は影を統合した時に初めて自己と出会う、と語りました。男性が本気で手放せなくなる女性とは、彼を縛る女性ではなく、 自分自身を生きながら愛を与えられる女性。その愛は彼を支配するのではなく、自由にしながら深く結びつけるのです。かつてすべてを彼に捧げ、失望した女性がいました。しかし彼女は自分を愛することを学び、影と向き合いました。私は愛されるために存在しているのではない。私は愛そのものとして存在している。そう気づいた瞬間、彼女は変わったのです。新しい関係の中で、彼はこう言いました。君は僕に自由をくれる。だからこそ、君を失いたくない。禅にはこうあります。花は他の花と比べない。ただ咲く。本当に愛される女性とは、比べることなく、ただ自分らしく咲く女性。その姿にこそ、男性は惹かれ、手放したくないと感じるのです。あなたは愛されるために自分を変えていないだろうか？それとも、自分を愛することで自然に愛を引き寄せているだろうか？毒習慣を手放すとは、愛のテクニックを覚えることではありません。それは影を統合し、自己を確立する道です。その道を歩む女性こそ、男性が本気で愛し、決して手放せないと感じる存在になるのです。ここまでを聞いて、あなたはどの毒習慣が一番心に響きましたか？自己犠牲？疑い？嫉妬？感情の抑圧？依存？ぜひコメント欄にシェアしてください。あなたの気づきが同じ影に苦しむ誰かを救う光になります。そしてこの旅を続けたいなら、高評価とチャンネル登録をお願いします。次回は、なぜ一部の女性だけが特別な愛を引き寄せるのか？ユング心理学が語る魂の選択を深く探求していきます。あなたはもう、自分の影を愛へと変える準備ができていますか
？Complicating things, or in another way of saying it is, focusing on it until there are more specifics that are gathered, is the most wonderful thing, unless there's a wobble in it. In other words, that's what clarity is. Because at a very soft level of attraction, it feels like satisfaction and contentment. There's no wobble. But when momentum is allowed without the wobble, clarity adds much more detail. And it is so delicious. Fast-moving energy and ideas without a wobble, that's just dynamic and exhilarating. It really is what you want. You just don't want that thing going on where you want it, but with the big wobble in it, you see. So I just want to make sure that you understand that we are not trying to talk you out of details. We are never trying to talk you out of momentum. We're just wanting to guide you so that you are centered and stable before you begin the momentum. There are 3 steps to this creative process. Step 1 is you sift and sort and evaluate and conclude and prefer, and you've been doing it from the moment that you got into this physical body and before. So you have done the step 1 asking part already. And Source has done the clarifying, the adding to, the holding the focus of, the knowing, the allowing, the being. In other words, when you ask, it has been vibrationally given. That's that vortex that we've been talking to you about, this vibrational reality. It exists in a vibrational reality. Therefore, now you can find the emotional, non-restricted, non-resisted, non-cluttered, non-scattered vibrational place. And then the path will unfold. And of course, it will pick up momentum. Everything picks up momentum. We might as well just say that. Nothing is going to stand still. Everything is gathering momentum. You've just got to decide if what's central in you right here and now is a good feeling thing that's gathering momentum or whether it's not a good feeling thing that's gathering momentum. The opportunity, the probability, the certainty of it is never-endingly unfolding. There are constantly 30 or 40 or 50 viable avenues in your immediate vicinity that could be absolutely accurately called on your path factors that most humans are, for the most part, oblivious to, because they've got a frequency going on that keeps them from realizing it, even though it's right there. That's why it's only this vibrational shift in you that is necessary. Jerry used to talk about turning thoughts to things. And you got to be wondering about this. You've got to be wondering, since you're in these physical bodies, and oh, it's nice to hear Abraham. Abraham is so confident in what they know about the laws of the universe. But you got to be wondering, so if I'm offering all of these thoughts and I've created this vibrational reality, Abraham, it's nice to know that there's money in my vortex, but I'd like to get the money out of the vortex and into the bank. And so show me how to turn this vibration into something that's tangible. And we say, you got to do it vibrationally, and then you will be the realizer of it into what is tangible. It's about you rendezvousing. It's like you sensing the path, you feeling the path, you knowing the path, you being able to see it. It's all around you. You're just not seeing it sometimes because you're on a different frequency. Here's the thing. If you are really centered in who you are, if you are really feeling good, there's no such thing as too many opportunities because you're so in the flow. As they come, it's like having a whole lot of dance partners whom you are up to speed with. It's like watching the perfection of a magnificent basketball team, Spurs. Esther's slightly addicted. And seeing their heads up awareness of one another, their intuitive sensing of where they are in relationship to everything else, and not wanting to just stand there alone, but embracing the idea of all of those moving parts for which they are ready for, you see. Ooh. When you're not ready, you don't want anybody throwing you the ball. Don't throw me the ball, it could hit me in the face. Don't throw it to me. Don't throw it to me fast. Don't throw it to me ever. Don't throw it to me. Throw it to somebody else. I'm not ready yet. But when you are up to speed, when you are ready, then you want to do that dance, you see. There is no such thing as too many moving parts when you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on, because you have the foresight, you have the understanding, you have the broader perspective. You can be in the right place at the right time. So that feeling is always a feeling that comes when there is wobble in your vibration, because when there's wobble, you're out of balance. When you're out of balance, you don't want many moving parts. We would like to use an emotional word like confidence, security, knowing, a sort of definiteness of purpose. I feel sure about this. I feel sure about this. What happens is, at first, you're not so sure. And most humans are looking for conditions to validate them. They're looking for conditions to help them be more sure. Well, that's a wobbly platform. Instead of looking for conditions that therefore sort of fire you up, like motivate you into positive expectation, what you're really wanting is to tap in to that core knowing of your value and your power. And once you practice that a little bit, the conditions will reveal themselves to you, or better said, you will realize them, and then you will begin even more trusting yourself. You can't get it wrong, and you'll never get it done. But these words don't sound so good if you're standing in that tentative place. So that's why I've been saying to you for a while, wake up in the morning and say to yourself first thing, this is a new day, and I get to choose how I feel. First day or two of that, Esther didn't make it till breakfast until she was wobbling on one thing or another. But once being wobble-free became her dominant intention, she learned that she could change any subject that started to wobble so fast that she would stop the wobble. And as she began stopping the wobble, 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 there was enough in her vortex to begin calling her. And once that began moving, then she began trusting, you see. So Do you accept that you are vibrational beings? Does it make sense to you that the thoughts that you think are vibrationally active? And is it logical that you could think a thought and then contradict it right on its heels? I want it, but. And so, does it make sense to you that if you are not doing the contradictory part, not introducing that wobble into the equation, is it logical to you that law of attraction will take your clear thought into more definition, into more detail, into more exhilaration, into more clear ideas? You see, at first, the manifestation is an emotional one. But right behind that come streams of thoughts, really good ideas. Really good ideas. And as those ideas begin to flow, and you just go with those ideas, then what happens is manifestations begin to happen around you. It feels like, and it is exactly like, you are allowing what you put into the vortex to move from the vortex into your reality. And it's so much fun when you get to be in on every piece of it as it moves in. Now, we're out here a little bit, but if there's ever a crowd that can hear us, it's you. We mean that. We're out here on the leading edge together. So, if you can stand in your now, finding this emotional place, and not needing to shore it up with details, just feeling the pureness of the emotion of it. No need to explain how you got here. No impulse to talk about that. So those conditions can just be left out of the equation, yeah? No need to explain how you got here. Oh, feel the refreshment of that. Don't have to explain it, justify it, defend it, describe it, or make anybody else get it. Just let that go. So you're just standing here. Oh, and there's another piece. No dog in the fight about the outcome. No needing to define where you're going next. So in the never mind how you got here and never mind, no investment in the outcome. Now, no investment in the outcome. If there's no investment in the outcome, you're not going to introduce contradiction to it. So you already did step one. You already put it there. Source is already fully involved in the outcome and has orchestrated circumstances and events and rendezvous beyond our ability to describe it vibrationally in a way that Esther can get it verbally. In other words, we just cannot tell you how much has already been orchestrated on your behalf about the things that you want. No investment in that outcome, not your job. Step two has never been your job. Your job, right here, right now, just feeling the love. Right here, right now. Never mind how you got here. Never mind how it's going to unfold. Just this feeling that the path is coming to you. The path is coming to you. The path is coming to you. And before you're aware of it, there's nothing for you to do. Ooh, that's the big piece. You don't need to call somebody. You don't need to write something down. You don't need to goose it up. You don't need to motivate yourself. Until the path is blatantly obvious, there's nothing for you to do. Nothing for you to do. And we promise you, you won't be bored because the path will unfold and you'll know. It won't be should I or shouldn't it. It'll be I'm going, I'm doing, I'm in, I am in. Someone will say to you, where are you going? I don't know. Why are you so excited? I don't know that either. Well, how do you explain how bright you look? I can't explain that either. I've just found this sweet spot. I found this sweet spot where I'm not invested in how I got here and I'm not invested in where I'm going because that is dynamically already orchestrated. I'm just here in an utter state of allowing. Ah, you get that. You get that. And in that state of being, oh, the path shows up. Ooh, you feel so brilliant. You just feel so brilliant. First you feel blessed. Oh, man. And then you feel brilliant. And then you feel inspired. And then you feel happy. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. You get in that state, you have no idea what you mean by moving parts. So many moving parts, orchestrated by the universe. So much already happening on your behalf. It's time for you to accept the perfection of who you are and what you've put into your vortex, and to stand in this place of allowing the path to show itself to you, and until it does, don't move. I'm waiting for the compelling path to sweep beneath my feet and light up in a way that every fiber of my being feels the rightness of this path. But before that happens, you got to chill out. You got to find the feeling of love more often. You got to be less conditional. Everything is right on track for you. You see, our attention is upon you feeling so good on your path right here, right now. Because your life is always going to be on your path right here, right now. You're never going to be over there where you think you want to be, because your path is constantly unfolding. So when you make peace with the rightness of where you are, and your life is about, have I prepared the vibrational atmosphere so that I have the clarity to experience the realization, then, the people who flow into your world, the conversations that you have, the leading edge going into the new place again, another new place and another new place. And here you are, and you are right up to speed with everything that we're talking about, because you prepared the vibrational atmosphere, and when the path unfolded beneath your feet, you felt the resonance of it. You did. We saw you do that. This is a really good time for a segment of refreshment. You have come to the place where something you've been wanting for a while, even though it is not yet manifest, is not only tolerable, but, well, let's just start there. It's tolerable. You're able to put up with unfulfilled desires. It's all right for now to have an idea of something and not have it manifested. That's all right with you? We understand, but you've really got to get so you say yes to that before things will start coming easily, because it is that very discomfort that you feel over things not yet manifesting that causes a longer and longer and longer delay in them manifesting. Because when you want something and you notice it hasn't happened yet, and you keep noticing that it hasn't happened yet, and you keep feeling the way you feel when you notice it hasn't happened yet, that feeling is your indicator that you're offering a vibration, because it hasn't happened yet, that matches it not having happened yet. And as long as the vibration that you're offering is about it not having happened yet, then it can't happen. So, do you sort of get it that you must, as a deliberate creator, decide that you are not going to offer your vibration in response to what is? Because if you are offering your vibration in response to what is will remain as it is. You have to find a way of molding the energy into something that matches what you want. Most of you, even those of you who are beginning to understand about emotion, understanding that it is your guidance system, even those of you who are beginning to understand that it is a vibrational universe in which you are focused and that you are vibrational beings, still, most of you offer your vibration in response rather than in deliberate offering. Something happens, you respond vibrationally. We want you to understand that deliberate creating is about offering a vibration by purposeful intent. I'm offering this vibration because this vibration matches my desire, and if I offer this vibration which matches my desire, then my desire must manifest. 99.999999. Most of Every creation is complete before you see any physical evidence. It is complete in the vibrational sense. So, if you are offering your vibration in response to what you're observing, and what you're observing is that what you want has not yet come, now you continue to offer a vibration about it not yet having come, which means you're holding yourself in that uncomfortable place, that gap, that lag between identifying that you want it and receiving it. So when we say to you, have you come to the place where those unfulfilled desires still feel all right? You feel eager. You feel hopeful. You feel anticipation. You're looking forward to it unfolding, but you're not disappointed that it has not yet unfolded. Now you're getting close to the vibrational proximity that's going to let it flow. We want you, as you begin to bring this idea of allowing the energy that creates worlds to flow through you toward your creative end. We want you to feel how well named this gathering is, as we call it, the art of allowing, because you become very practiced, very good, very artful. You become very practiced at recognizing where you stand by recognizing how you feel. So we're just going to say it to you in as plain of words as Esther can find in response to the powerful intent that we are offering to you. You have to want more than anything to feel good. And you have to be willing to work harder on this than anything else on feeling good. And here's the blunt statement that we want you to leave here remembering. You've got to stop letting what is dictate your emotional response. So, somebody hurts your feelings. You don't want to be somebody that somebody can hurt your feelings. You don't want to be hanging out there so tentatively that terrorists could strike in a part of the world that has nothing to do with you, and it can make you afraid. You don't want to be hanging out here in such a fragile position that someone that you care about could be disconnected, having a bad day, say something to you and hurt your feelings, and have them, who you can't control, wouldn't want to even if you could, or speaking from your inner being point of view, of course. Well, we can see why you would want to control other people's behavior if you're someone who hasn't learned the art of allowing. If you're looking around and having emotional responses to what you're seeing, we can understand why you'd get pretty heavy on the trying to control circumstances and conditions. But by now, we would have thought you would have given that up because you're not able to do it. And as soon as you get one of them corralled and managed and molded in the way that they need to be so that you can look at them and feel good, another one just pops up. Or that one goes off and meets some new friend and starts catering to what they want instead of catering to what you want, and then you're back to square one again. You spent 18 years teaching that kid how to behave, and then he fell in love, and now he's doing what she wants. So if the way you feel is dependent upon controlling even one condition, you're in big trouble because you can't manage to control those conditions, but you can manage with all of the possible things that you have that you could focus upon and think about and remember and ponder and muse and observe and imagine. With all of the things that you could focus upon, past, present, or future, certainly there are enough things that feel good when you do it that you can manage your own mood. And the art of allowing is nothing more than managing your mood. It's saying, I want to feel good, and when I do feel good, I'm in alignment with good things. Now, conceptually, that's really easy to understand, isn't it? But you've trained yourself to respond to so many things other than that, even though you were born with a guidance system, even though you were born with this incredible ability to assess in every moment your vibrational point of attraction. It is interesting to us when we see you not understanding today that a good feeling is a good thing. and that a bad feeling is not such a good thing. We want you to be willing to feel good on purpose for a little while and to watch the results of that deliberate offering of vibration. But that means directing thought on purpose. And directing thought on purpose, you could tell us this, in fact you do often, is not as easy as we make it out to be. Because, and here's where we let you off the hook, but only briefly, so don't get used to it. Law of attraction says that which is likened to itself is drawn. So if you've been focusing by virtue of some circumstance or events that you've been living on something that's causing you to offer a particular vibration, we acknowledge that it is easier for you to find other thoughts that match that vibration than it is to find very different thoughts. In fact, we'll really let you off the hook by saying, but only briefly, so don't get used to it. We will really let you off the hook by saying, you actually cannot find thoughts that are very far from the thoughts that you are thinking. In other words, if you're depressed and some bright-eyed, bushy-tailed Abraham student comes to you and says, you know, you create your own reality and you're supposed to feel good and things can get better for you, all you have to do is cheer up. You're thinking, I do not create my own reality or you'd be gone. It's just annoying to have someone all bright and happy and sure of themselves flapping in your face when you are in a place of not feeling good. We know that, but what we want you to understand is, unless you make an effort to feel better, and unless you accomplish feeling better, you have not shifted your vibration at all. And if you have not shifted your vibration, things cannot change. And dear hearts, there is not enough effort in the world to make the difference. You can't work hard enough. You can't work long enough. You can't gather enough other resources to you. You cannot buck the current of your own vibration. But unless you have convinced yourself that the way you feel is guidance and that good is moving toward what is good, is that hard to understand? Well, it's hard to understand by many of you who have had many people who didn't want you to move toward your good. They wanted you to do what they thought would move them toward their good. So they said to you, never mind how you feel, do what you should do. And what you should do is what I say you should do. And so disregard your own guidance and pay attention to these rules that I have laid out for you. And oh boy, are there piles of rules. Each one offered from somebody else's vantage point, each one offered so that you can fulfill something that they need, because so many of them are still living a very conditional love. They want to feel good. They're well-meaning. They want to feel good and they need you to behave in a certain way so that they can feel good. But do you hear the trap? So they need to feel good, so they set out rules, so you follow the rules so that they can feel good. But they can't get everybody to follow the rules, so they never really feel good. So they keep offering more rules, and you keep getting more lost because you are not using the guidance that you were born with to quantify your own journey. Have we convinced you? Have we convinced you that the way you feel is everything? Do you believe that when you feel good, you are in a vibrational place of allowing what you want in? Please believe it, because there is nothing that could be more accurate. So we're going to be a little heavy today. I'm going to emphasize it a great deal, because it really is what the art of allowing is about. We want you to leave here, if not already really good at it, at least determined to get better at it, at being one who molds your energy. Let's say it in a different way, of being one who creates your own mood. Because you understand that when you create a mood of joy, you're allowing everything that you've been asking for to come in. When you create a mood of love, you're allowing everything that you want to flow in. When you create a mood of expectancy, you're allowing everything you want. When you feel ornery, when you feel pessimistic, when you feel afraid, when you feel angry, even when you're frustrated and overwhelmed, those are indications that you've got your frequency set in a different place, and sincere, concentrated, deliberate molding is in order. So if someone says to you, what are you working on these days? Tell them, I'm working on my own mood and attitude. And if they're wise enough to ask you why, tell them, because that's my true, in the moment indication of how many of the wonderful things that I have been praying for and asking for, I'm allowing into my experience right now. Tell them, I'm no longer dictating my focus by whether it's interesting or whether it's important or whether somebody else is pointing at it or whether somebody else has made a big deal about it. I'm no longer guiding my sculpture of my life by any outside factor or guidance. I'm guiding it completely by the way I feel. And when you get there, now you are ready to travel with us on an emotional journey that will take you into the resources and the realm of all things wonderful that you have ever imagined. There is nothing that you cannot be or do or have. And there is nothing that is keeping you from the accomplishment or the achieving of anything other than your own attitude, other than your own mood, other than your own focus, other than your own emotional response to what you're giving your attention to. So leave this gathering today deciding that you're no longer one whose feelings can be hurt because your feelings are no longer up for grab. Because your feelings are not dependent upon what somebody else thinks or does. Your feelings are dependent upon your choice of focus. And since that person that may hurt your feelings also could not hurt your feelings, you've got choices in your imagination. And since that person that may have just hurt your feelings has also done things that thrilled you, you have choices in your memory. And because that person who's trying to hurt your feelings right now is not the only person in your awareness right now, you've got choices right now. You have choices. The emotional journey says, and this is where we're letting you off the hook again. The emotional journey says the choices that you have are not from despair all the way to bliss. You don't have that choice, not right now.